Hi my friends, my name is Ida Henkova and welcome to this video. This video is going to be a chakra-based personality test, and all you need is a piece of paper, or you can use the comments, and you need to write down all the chakras, and you're just gonna put a line under the corresponding chakra if the statement matches you or aligns with you. If you don't align with the statement at all, you don't put any line, okay? I will be joining you guys for this video. Let's get started. By the way, I'm not gonna sum up the statements chronologically because I want this to be as non-biased as possible. Here we go. You prefer what's familiar instead of what's new. You're easygoing and go with the flow in most situations. You fall in love pretty easily and often. You've been told you have an old soul. You love socializing but find it draining, and that's why you need some alone time too sometimes. You enjoy acts of self-care. You have a lot to say and you could talk about it for hours without stopping. You learn things very easily and you love learning new things. You don't like following the rules and you prefer to do your own thing. You connect easily with animals and you feel really good around animals. You need your freedom in relationships. You can be inconsistent, especially when feelings take the lead. You're loyal and committed and you take relationships seriously. You know what you want and you're good at making decisions. You're confident. You can be a workaholic and often focus too much on your job. Sex is an important part of your identity and you express it freely. You have trouble saying no and often put others before you. Writing is a creative outlet for you, and that's how you often express yourself. You're drawn to things like tarot, law of attraction, and astrology. You feel a big connection to something bigger than yourself. You're not one to fit in and you like to stand out with your own ideas. You're confident when telling your opinion. You like working out and doing fitness. You love being creative. People think you're full of energy. You've had paranormal or unexplainable experiences. You dream of being in a deep, committed relationship. You have an addictive personality. You tend to act impulsive without thinking things through. You love using humor to make people feel better. People often say you're too sensitive. You want to be heard and you like to be heard. You often feel like you're smarter or more insightful than most people. You often find yourself wondering about life's bigger purpose. People come to you for your advice because they trust your wisdom. You care a lot about material things. You have a lot of self-awareness and capacity for introspection. You tend to get overly attached in relationships and lose some independence. You love singing or humming all the time. You feel other people's emotions and can really empathize with them. You enjoy adventure and experiences that give you adrenaline. You love researching things that interest you. You can easily say how you feel. You attract or have attracted narcissists or damaged people in the past. School didn't work for you, but you love learning in your own way. You love change and are always switching things up in your life. You like walking around in nature. You enjoy sitting by the fire. You're into conspiracy theories. You sometimes feel much older than your biological age. You're great at making a good impression and meeting new people. You're really driven to succeed your goals. You can be a bit unreliable, especially when emotions take over. You feel fulfilled when you help others and when you take care of others. You feel powerful. You know you can achieve anything you want. People say you flirt, but you don't even try. You often relate to song lyrics. You found school boring and learned more from life experiences. You've always felt a bit different and struggled to fit in with others. You love competition and enjoy being the best at what you do. You take the time to ensure others feel valued. You really enjoy food. You enjoy spending time with your family. You enjoy being the center of attention and engaging with other people. You've had some psychic experiences or unusual moments. You can detach from your emotions easily and think logically. You really love swimming. You like being in control in situations. So that was it, guys. If you have the same number of lines within each chakra, that could mean that you're balanced. But I'm going to show you mine as example. So if it looks like this, that means that you're kind of balanced. But like if you have a lot of lines like I have here, it could also mean that you are overactive. But because there are also a lot of lines here, it's not that of a big deal, because it would only be overactive if it wasn't being balanced out by the opposite. So here you can see like 5 lines, here you have like 10, so that's like not too bad, but it does mean that I could work some more on my root chakra. But here you have like only 4 lines, which is not a lot, which makes sense because it's the solar plexus, everything to do with confidence, and that's something I'm working on. Look at this being. Oh my god. If you have the most lines within your root chakra, that could mean that you are a very ambitious person, a hard worker, which makes you someone that might be materially successful or will be materially successful because you really work hard for whatever you want and you're very connected to this plane, this earth. It's also be a good manager or a good entrepreneur and just, you know, a good businessman. Might be prone to addictions like drinking, smoking, phone usage, and anything actually. If you have an overactive root chakra, you might be obsessed with money, possessions, or your health, like thinking that you're sick and overly concerned with your health. You might also be unable to accept change and be very rigid. You could also be someone that's obsessed with exercise and fitness, working out, and just obsessed with the bodily aspect. If you have an underactive root chakra, it's possible that you feel passive, tired, or disconnected from this earth, and you might also experience financial issues. If you have the most lines within your sacral chakra, you are probably someone very sensual, that's very good with people. People might even think that you're flirting with them while you're not, because you're just sensual. You might have more feminine energy. You're very good with new situations. You're flexible. You also love being creative and crafting. You could also be a party animal and love being around people. if you have an overactive sacral chakra, you might be addicted to pleasure. But I actually realized that it can also be the opposite. Like if you have an overactive sacral chakra, that you wouldn't be sexually active at all. You might be a bit dramatic, emotional, sensitive, maybe even over dramatic. And you could also be a bit impulsive, and you could have some trouble setting boundaries. If you have an overactive chakra, your back could be like very arched. If you have an underactive sacral chakra, you could be a bit unemotional, you could lack passion, and you could have some trouble with your hips, not being able to like sit straight fully, like the opposite way, like very turned in. You don't like being creative, or you don't do anything creative. You're easily jealous, and you might have sexual repression. If you have solar plexus chakra as your dominant chakra, that could mean that you are a good leader, or you would be a very good leader, and you're someone that tends to see the good in others, and you like to motivate them. You're an optimist, you know what you want, and you go for it. If you have an overactive solar plexus, you might be a bit arrogant, maybe even aggressive. You might also be bossy, self-centered, and competitive, very competitive. Signs of an underactive solar plexus are a very low self-esteem, giving up very easily, or having victim mentality, for example, when things don't go your way. So yeah, and also like having a weak willpower, not really continuing going with what you want if things don't really go that way. If the heart chakra is your dominant chakra, that means that you're a very loving and caring person, and you love to defend others. And it might mean that you've been through a lot because you know how it feels. An overactive heart chakra means that you're too concerned with others, and you forget about yourself, and you experience codependency, and you usually even attract toxic relationships or people with issues because you think that you can fix them. You also do self-sacrifice, and you're easily jealous. If your heart chakra is underactive, you might be lacking compassion. You might have a hard time giving love to others, and you might feel unwanted or unneeded in this world. And you might also have trouble going into relationships. If your throat chakra is your predominant chakra, you might be a singer or a public speaker, and if you're not, you would be a good one if you want to. You could also enjoy expressing yourself. So these people are usually singers, artists, public speakers, YouTubers, people that just talk a lot. And these people are also usually very opinionated, and they love sharing it, and they don't care. An overactive throat chakra would be someone who interrupts others when they're speaking, someone who talks too much, gossips a lot about people, and is very loud. Yeah. And an underactive throat chakra would be someone who suppresses their feelings, doesn't really talk about what they feel, and they're usually the most quiet one in the group. They're also scared of hurting others, so that's why they don't like to say what they think, and they are usually the one being interrupted too. Your third eye chakra person is not your average person. You can usually tell by their beliefs and by their looks. They usually look a bit different. They have their own styles, and they love it. They also don't like rules. They like to break them and just be rebellious and be their own self. They also have their unique way of looking at things, and they're very insightful, and they look at things different than other people, which you can learn a lot from. They have a lot of imagination, and they see the bigger picture in things. Signs of an overactive third eye chakra would be paranoia, nightmares, and being a bit too spacey. Signs of an underactive third eye chakra could be a bad memory, poor vision, literally not seeing very well, being close-minded, and not having a lot of imagination. Don't get it wrong, imagination is not the same as being in your mind a lot. It could also be being obsessive. If your predominant chakra is your crown chakra, you're probably someone who's intelligent and loves taking in new information and keeps learning things, and people might think that you feel better than them, but you actually just love to teach others and express what you know so that they could also know. You might also get bored very easily around people because you don't enjoy the standard talk. You don't get stimulated by the standard conversations, and you could also have trouble identifying yourself sometimes because you're like too much up here and you're less in touch with your emotions. That could also be something. If you have an overactive crown chakra, you might be experiencing spiritual ego, so judging people on a spiritual level and feeling better than them, or you might worry a lot about humanity and thinking, oh no, this earth is never gonna get well because people don't know and where. Yeah. You might trust faith too much and not want to be doing anything because you think that, oh, universe is gonna do it anyways for me. And yeah, you might also have a little addiction to spirituality and not be wanting to do the earthy things. Signs of an underactive crown chakra might be being close-minded, not believing in any higher power, and not even being open or willing to talk about it. Thinking that there is no such thing as faith, and that you do have to do everything yourself. Having a sense of separation, that everyone lives for themselves and this is an individualistic life. And you might also be a bit too materialistic. That was it, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which chakra of yours was predominant. I really would love to hear your results. Don't forget to leave a like so I know that you'll like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. I wish you all well.